It was on a dull, dark and soundless autumn day when I approached the ancient estate of the Usher family. The carriage creaked and swayed along a muddy path, flanked by withering trees and a mist that clung to the landscape like a shroud. As we reached the mansion, it felt as though the earth itself had paused for breath. I cannot say what it was that filled me with such unease. Perhaps it was the pallid stone facade, its vacant windows like hollow eyes. Eyes not dead, but watching. It seemed I had not arrived at a place, but at a thought of shadow, decay, and memory. As I crossed the threshold of the house, I was enveloped by a feeling that went deeper than mere unease. It was as though I had stepped into the living memory of a dream. The hall, veiled in shadows, seemed to hold its breath as if aware of the arrival.
I have sent for you to aid me in my affliction. I am ill, very ill, both in body and in mind.
I looked at him, searching for words. But what does one say when someone speaks of being watched by a house? Roderick appeared fragile, like a poem on the verge of being forgotten.
My malady, it is no ordinary illness. I suffer from an acute nervous affliction. Each sensation is agony. The faintest light, the slightest sound, even a touch of fabric against my skin, unbearable. But there's something more. This house, it influences me. It breathes with me. It watches. I am convinced it is alive.
And suddenly she was there, not entering but appearing, as if cut from the wall itself, a silhouette suspended between dream and sleepwalking. Madeline Usher, pale as the moon above crumbling walls, her gaze pierced through time but not through space. She moved slowly, soundlessly, as if the floorboards listened in reverence to her steps. Her dress, heavy as history, brushed the walls as if to remind the masonry of ancient secrets. Roderick said nothing, as if her presence had banished his words. Yet I felt that between them there was no longer conversation, only a shared silence that spoke louder than speech. The days passed as if shrouded in mist. Time had no steady course here. It seeped through the cracks of the manor like dew drawn from memory. Roderick changed. His movements turned erratic, his words rushed. He listened, not to me, but to things beyond my hearing, the creak of old timber, whispers in the stone. And sometimes, in complete silence, he simply froze and stared. His gaze flickered, searching, as though he saw more in the mirror than just his face. He spoke of voices, of footsteps, of Madeline, though she was nowhere to be seen. I tried to reassure him, tried to explain. But the madness of this house was no accident. It was design. And Roderick was its most delicate instrument.
She has stopped breathing. She is dead.
We have to bury them. Roderick, we should lay her to rest. A funeral, as it should be.
No, you don't understand. The doctor said her condition, it's unusual. We have to keep her here, downstairs, in the vault, just for a few days.
But that's not
I hear them sometimes. Night. I can't let her go. Not yet.
Madeline lay motionless in the cellar. No decay, only silence, and a gaze that pierced her shroud. Roderick dreamed. He saw her awaken, eyes clouded by death, yet brimming with presence. No voice, yet her whisper echoed, "You left me below, but I have risen within." The dream did not leave him. He breezed on, but her absence now lived in every breath. The steps led down into blackness, each one a thud against the pounding heart of doubt. The cellar smelled of stone, of memory, and of what refused to rest. The lamp in his hand flickered as if it too trembled. Madeline lay where he had left her. But something had shifted. No sound, and yet the air was thick with a presence that breathed.
She is not dead. I can hear her. Down there.
The shadows on the walls seemed to breathe. Every step I took echoed like an accusation through the gloomy halls. As I wandered through the decaying structure, I felt the house sucking in the past. It was no longer merely stone and wood. It became a mirror of my soul, a harbinger of a horror I could no longer deny. I descended into the vault. The damp air pressed against me like a warning. Then whispers, faint, trembling, not of memory, but of presence.
And Sir Lancelot, with his mace raised, pushed the bronze door wide open, and with a deafening roar, as of 1,000 thundering waterfalls, it burst. Roderick, what are you doing? It's just a story.
Touched him just once, and he crumbled. Roderick's lifeless form fell as the walls groaned. The house, bound to their blood, began to die with them. She stirred, barely. Her chest rose with one final breath, her eyes met mine wide with sorrow. Or was it understanding? I knelt beside her, powerless as silence crept in. A crack above echoed like a death knell. The house, sensing its end, began to shatter. The walls screamed. But for that fleeting instant, Madeline was alive. And in that instant, so was I. Then she fell still. And everything else followed. From across the lake, I watched, powerless. The mansion, once proud and defiant, groaned as its final breath escaped in echoes. Stone gave way to water, turrets swallowed by the abyss. The lake rose to claim its dead, and with it every secret, every sorrow. Lights drifted across the dark surface of the lake, like memories refusing to fade. Mist rose and blended with smoke. Just for a moment, it felt as if the house itself were breathing. Roderick, Madeline. Perhaps it was their final message, perhaps only an echo. The night sealed it all. But the lake remained silent and empty, the final stage of a drama that never truly ended.